Good morning, this is Zach, your technician here at McKinney Volkswagen. I'm going to go over your GTI with you. So you came today for an oil change, brake flush, tire rotation, check engine light, and an issue electronically inside. Pretty much finishing up with the oil change now. As soon as we get that done, we'll go ahead and rotate the tires and do the brake flush all at the same time. Scan it car for codes, and there was about 9 codes in there. There was some misfire codes, some intake leak codes, intake manifold code. What I found to start with is if you look here on the side of your intake manifold, you see that right there? That was pulled out like that. So basically what you're going to need to replace the intake. That's the only fix for that, because it'll just keep popping out and setting problems, making the motor run bad. So we would have to replace the intake manifold. Now while we have that off, because of the mileage you have, I would recommend at the same time that we clean the valves. So we'll take this off, and the intake valves are inside there. What happens is you get a lot of carbon buildup because of the motor being direct injected. So I would recommend that we clean those valves off as well while we have the intake off. Looking over the rest of it though, up top, looks pretty good up top. The belt starting to look a little bit worn out there, so I'd recommend we replace that belt. The upper timing cover gasket is leaking underneath. I'll show you when we go up. And the lower timing cover gasket's leaking, so that would need to be taken care of. If we go up here, the tires look good. They're about 8 to 9/30 seconds all the way around. They look brand new. So we'll go ahead and get them rotated here in just a minute. Do the brake flush at the same time. Looking over the rest of the vehicle, everything else checks out pretty good. The lights work, topped off all the fluids, brakes look good. You got about 8 millimeters in the front, about 6 millimeters in the back for brakes. Got plenty of brake pad left. Now if we look here underneath, you can see here all this oil coming down. So this is from the lower and the upper timing cover. Would recommend we replace that and get all of that cleaned off. And at the same time, you can see here that your rear main seal is starting to leak. It's starting to weep a little bit, so that's something to keep in mind, is what to replace that rear main seal as well. When we do that, we'll change the PCV valve, which is up top. Looking over the rest of the vehicle, just some things to keep an eye on. Your lower control arm bushings are starting to crack. There's nothing major right now, but just something to keep an eye on. What to do those, what to do in alignment. And then in the rear here, you'll notice the rear sway bar bushings are cracked. Starting to dry rot, so I would recommend we replace those. At the same time we do those, we like to do the rear end links as well, so that way everything gets done at once and you don't have to worry about anything. Other than that though, there is some damage in the front here. I think we went over that last time with replacing these pieces up front here. Other than that, just want to say thank you for choosing McKinney Volkswagen, and have a great day.